and welcome. This is going to be an all signs next 48 reading. And man, there have definitely. Uranus RX is definitely creating a lot of stabilities. I got a flat tire on my car. I've been having troubles accessing my internet or my email still, and delays on internet, like upload speeds, things like that. Um, I'm sure that that is probably going to be a continued theme in the next couple of days. I've got a couple of channeled songs. One of them that was coming through a lot when I was thinking about this reading is it's a Phil Collins song. I don't remember the name of it, but it's that I can hear it calling in the air the night, in the air tonight. Yeah, I was like I just messed up those lyrics. I can feel it calling. Like that particular thing. There's something that is felt in the air. There's definitely some changes, kind of an emotional roller coaster energy going on. Um, I feel like it's kind of settling to a degree. Um, we're just leaving a stellium in Capricorn, which is like four or more planets in the same sign. And so we had the moon has been in Capricorn for the last couple of days, and Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter are all still in Capricorn. And it's interesting because, I mean, the moon doesn't typically go retrograde. Um, but Jupiter does, and it already came out of retrograde in Capricorn, but we still have Saturn and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Saturn is about to go direct on the 28th, which it's funny because it's a 10-day Wheel of Fortune day, so there's probably going to be a lot of things changing. Now, today is the 26th, so this reading will be till, oh, that's funny, till the 28th. Ah, I didn't even think about that. So there's definitely some changes coming. These cards definitely show some interesting things. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter too, so I pre-drew, pre-shuffled, pre-drew, did all that. Um, but the stellium in Capricorn, it definitely is. It's a bit of King of Pentacles energy, Queen of Pentacles energy. It's definitely that reap what you sow sort of energy too. So, I mean, if you've been naughty rather than nice, you're probably feeling some of that energy coming back towards you as people being not nice to you. Or you might be noticing somebody who has not been nice to you if you've been kind to them, who is now feeling that energy. There might be a slowdown in work, or an increase in bills, or an increase in toxic entanglements, things of that nature. And hmm, let's look at the cards. So, what we got in the homophone cards, we got bored in reverse, like unstimulated, unsatisfied, not not happy. Which is funny too, because when I first started shuffling them, I shuffled and I had to put them down for a minute. I had like 6 times I went to make this video and had to stop. And the plain card came up again, which is plain like as in a plain cheeseburger. It's funny because that one has come up a lot and other things. Now, interestingly enough, we got 8 this time, and we've had it this way in like I want to say the last 2 or 3 readings that I've done. But to have it this way is interesting. We've got a child here who looks like he's made a mess on his face, and he's eaten. He ate the stuff. And then the last card is close in reverse, which is funny when that card comes out. I mean, I suspect that for some of you, or maybe somebody that you know of. That's weird. I just got called to there's actually, it's funny, it's a little signal symbol on my keyboard. It's a sticker, but it looked like a keyhole for a minute. Like it really looked like a keyhole. So maybe there's something to do with keys, or maybe there's something to be unlocked or that will be unlocked. Never know. But the clothes thing, it really, to me, it fits in, especially with the Virgo energy. And we've now shifted into Libra season, and it'll be interesting to see when Libra Gate will be. I think it would be 10/10/2020, but I'll have to ask Spirit and figure that out. Either way, I like some of you might literally be having fights over laundry or clothing, or how clothing is folded. But for others of you, it seems more like maybe trying to use chores or work to avoid having a confrontation or a fight that needs to be had. Or maybe a confrontation is had that should be productive, but there's, like weird little distraction chickens and sweaters that are thrown in there. Um, it's interesting seeing the bored in reverse. So boredom in upright can be a good thing. It can lead to creativity, but boredom in reverse, it's more like you're forced to not do anything, and that often is when we see shadow work come up or we see arguments happening. And then to have 8 in there, it might be that for some of you, you're bored with food and just the monotonous routines in the dynamics that you have. For others of you, it could be a boredom with work. And for others of you, it could be, I kind of get this weird sense that some of you may find out that there was something weird happening with your food. Like somebody may have been putting something in the food or trying to use the food to spell cast you, or maybe you don't want to eat with certain people because you're uncomfortable, you're feeling stifled and like you can't do anything and like the clothes aren't being folded right. I don't know. I'm going to leave that there for right now. Please interpret those the way that they come out for you. Now, the tarot cards that we got, 8 of Wands and the Tower. And I'm not surprised, actually, because with Saturn going direct on the 28th, we're very much looking at, like, so Saturn typically, when it is direct, actually creates limitations and debts and slows things down, whereas when it is retrograde, it actually releases a lot of that. It's kind of almost like a parent who says, you know what, you got to learn these lessons on your own, so I am going to release you from the normal obstacles that I put in your way to help prevent pain and help you learn these lessons. I'm just going to let you make your own mess. And then when the time comes, I'm going to turn the volume back up and you're going to have to deal with the messes that you made. You're going to have to face them and, pay the piper, so to speak. So to see the 8 of Wands and the Tower come up as we're 2 days away from the 28th, that actually very much is very fitting. The 8 of Wands, I mean, it can be interpreted many ways. I kind of get the sense, like, at this point in time, it's somebody who is either you or someone in your life really wanted to be the last man standing in a certain situation. Maybe they were trying to hold down an apartment or a house or a relationship or something like that, and they were they're a bit of the wounded warrior sort. Like they still, because it's in reverse, they still have some healing to do. They still have to work on some communication stuff, some boundary stuff, but it's almost as if they've been trying to have good boundaries and now they're just or you are just allowing the tower to happen. Um I don't know, I kind of get the sense that for some of you, almost like for those of you that are recognizing that you've been in toxic entanglements or karmic relationships, whether that be romantic or work wise or friend wise or whatever, and you're just, it's almost like it's not that you don't care anymore per se, but you're so exhausted by the fighting that occurs with these people in your lives that they're kind of forcing your hand in a way to allow the tower to happen. And that figure is looking at the tower happening almost like for some of you, you may be the 8 of Wands. You may just be quiet and exhausted and maybe a little lonely, a little bored, and you're like either intuitively knowing that towers are occurring with friends or maybe loved one you've been waiting on, or you may be finding out, like getting verbal confirmation that that has already happened or is happening, and you're just kind of watching it happen. You may have already expected it or known it was going to happen, or it wasn't hard to logically forecast that it was going to happen. That a couple people are jumping ship, or a bunch of people are jumping ship from quarantine relationships, things like that. Hmm. I'm really called to the blue energy in these cards too, and we have a little bit of that in the homophone cards as well. So throat chakra energy, which could mean for some of you that communication is still a little bit tricky, and we're heading towards another Mercury retrograde, so that's not likely to help that much. And even I'm feeling a little bit stumbly with the wordsies. Um, For others of you, the lightning strike on the tower is really calling to me, especially that it's hitting a crown. I get the sense that either you or someone you know may be recognizing kind of a fall from grace. And I really had a lot of energy, especially today, but over the last couple of weeks of justice coming in. And I mean, the justice card, the number 11, karmic return. It could also be that as Saturn goes direct, you receive justice for some things that happened while Saturn was retrograde, or that even happened when Saturn was last direct, which you can look up and see when that was and see what kinds of things happened. Maybe somebody left you, maybe somebody talked crap about you, maybe somebody stole something from you, or has just not been like reciprocating, or maybe they've been bringing up old business. Somehow I kind of, it's like the Jack and Jill rhyme, like Jack fell down and broke his crown is kind of what's coming through for me. And there is a fair bit of masculine energy in here. Now, I looked earlier in our shadow card position, we have the Ace of Cups. So, and interestingly enough, right underneath that is the Devil card, which is Saturn Capricorn card. And it's not always about toxic entanglements and stuff, but for some of you it could be. For some of you it could be the return of passion in a relationship that you've been waiting on. And hot topic, financial and emotional stability. And it could be that some of you are dealing with kind of a miserly sort who thinks that holding on to every little penny or every little emotional ounce is going to help them stay stable, but what they're actually needing to learn is that trying to grasp onto every little thing possible to not feel unstable actually creates more instability. And it's interesting that that's the hot topic. It's also this, I kind of consider this the photo bomber, the interferer and interloper. Like they're very insecure, whether in reverse or upright. They're very insecure, and it could be that somebody has, if you do blogging or vlogging or videos like these, that somebody's been watching you, and that's creating sort of an insecurity. Or maybe you're feeling insecure by somebody else's moves. Now, in the heart of the matter, interestingly enough, we have the Empress herself, the divine feminine, and on top of that, we have the World reversed, an incomplete lesson, and Temperance, so some healing. Justice reversed, that's karmic energy. Same with the Six of Cups reversed, Death reversed, Page of Cups reversed, the Lovers reversed, the Eight of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Four of Cups reversed, which is more of that negative boredom energy. But that reminds me though, like sometimes we have to hit such a point of stagnation, and I'm going to take that as a confirmation. Sometimes we have to hit such a point of stagnation and resentment and just like unhappiness in our situation that we are forced to act. And I almost get the sense that I had this image in my head of like somebody like kicking the bucket, but not the bucket, like the laundry basket. Like they're upending the laundry, and it's funny because this could look like scattered clothes. Maybe somebody's gonna throw a laundry basket. I don't know. And we have the Four of Swords reversed, the Page of Swords reversed. Definitely some lurking and spying energy here. Queen of Wands reversed, Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. Wow. Page of Wands. Two of Swords reversed, King of Pentacles reversed. You know what I'm kind of seeing here? I'm seeing a couple of different storylines. For some of you, there may have been somebody in your life who always kind of tried to keep a lot of options. They were very Four of Pentacles. They were afraid that if they didn't keep their options open, that if you ever left or if they ever wanted to change things or what have you, that they would be left without anything. So they held on to everything, and it became a detriment to what they did have. And they were very insecure about it. And it may even be that you, especially with this Saturn energy coming in, you may be recognizing that it's funny. I guess I'm not really allowed to smoke here. Sorry about that. Got interrupted anyways, and it was a good time to go find my lighter so I'm not sitting here like a weirdo trying to light a cigarette with strangely wet matches. You know, that does feel relevant though. I really like those who follow the line of thinking that whatever happens during a reading is relevant. It could be also that somebody has been trying to relight a match, um, respark something, or to continue a bad habit. And like Saturn energy coming in, going direct is kind of correcting that, like refusing the match to be relit. And it, oh wow, match. It could, that could relate to some relationships. Like it might be that you see, or you see, like it might be that it's funny because I'm repeating that. It seems more like those of you watching this video are going to see a relationship with somebody that you know, maybe that you've been waiting on, that is like they're trying to respark it, or maybe the person they're with is trying to respark it, but the match was not meant to be, so it's not resparking. It's like trying to trying to light matches that are wet and they're flimsy and they're on like cheap paper in the first place. So if they get wet, you're screwed. So whatever happened in there happened. Now, as I was saying, it seems like some of you it may have been that you are noticing something happening to someone else that happened to you. You may be noticing that in multiple patterns, especially justice wise, which is this karmic energy coming in, which is, that's Big Daddy Saturn for you. He's the king of karma. And I think for others of you, some of you may just get tired of waiting on a certain change to happen in your life. You may decide that it's time to, this was on the bottom of the deck now, it's the fir tree. You may decide to go for where you already had roots, or to create new roots, plant a new seed, pray to a tree. Goodness sakes, this communication. Either way, the shadow card definitely, I mean, that's about new love. It's about emotions too, like allowing yourself to fear. Goodness. Maybe that's why the devil card is under there. We also have the Five of Wands underneath that, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So maybe for some of you it is allowing yourselves to fear. Maybe it's allowing yourselves to face your fears, which could be some of that tower stuff. And I think for others of you, it's simply about, that Ace of Cups is simply about holding on to faith, about a loving relationship that you know is going to restart. You just don't know when or why, and that can a lot of times create towers within you so that you do that shadow work. Well, all right, between having troubles communicating myself and I really want to get to doing the all signs readings, which I've been having a hard time doing between my phone and other things coming up. So please stay tuned. And I'm going to start with Aries because it's been so long. I might as well just start with top. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I will see you in the next video.